everybody. It's Wednesday. It's always a good day. I like the middle of the week. I don't know about you guys, but it's a good one for me. I had a really good Wednesday. My vertigo is finally starting to ease off. I still get a little bit of waves of it. I'm still on the medication, but whatever. I don't care. I don't feel like I did last week or the past few days. And it was a really good day because I got to spend the morning with my husband, which is not very often. But yeah, it was a good day. So I hope you had a good one too. So as Dave, my wonderful producer, is just getting some callers because I'm taking callers today. I'm so excited. I'll be honest here, I'm like really nervous about it too because I haven't done calls like this for a good month now, right? So I'm like a little nervous, but I did a little meditation and I was like, whatever happens, happens. I trust it. I know it's all good. So just like I tell everybody, right? You can't be nervous. It's not about you. It's about your client or about the person that's calling in. So while we're waiting, I always like to share a card with you guys. So one of my favorite decks is I think this one's called the Enchanted Map, and it is by Colette Baron-Reid. I love this deck. It's been one of my favorites for years. So thank you, Colette, for making a good deck. So the card I have for you guys today is Heal the Ouch. And it's this, whenever I get a message from Spirit telling me, oh, you have healing to do, or, you need to let things go, it drives me up the wall because I'm honestly always like, it used to drive me up the wall. I guess it doesn't anymore. But I always keep thinking, like, when is the healing going to end? Like, does the healing ever stop? Am I ever a full person, or do I ever have this put together? But you know what? You are always a whole person. You will always have things are always put together as they're meant to be. But one of my good friends and another energy worker, and I'm sure I've talked about her before, her name is Tara Drennan. She does Akashic Record readings. I did an Akashic Record reading with her, and she was like, when she talked about healing, I was like, are you kidding me? And she said, Sarah, healing isn't necessarily just healing from trauma. Healing can be healing from a way of thinking that no longer serves you. Healing can be, changing your train of thought and all of this other stuff. It's not necessarily that there was trauma or something bad has happened or that you're weak. It's just there's different things that you're going to be going through in life that just require some attention. I'm so lucky. I have 2 laptops and I love really looking at Dave's messages. Thanks, Dave. I know I talk to him while I do the show, but it's so much fun. I feel like he needs to be part of it and he needs more kudos. So yeah, I want you guys to remember that even if you've got some healing to do, or your body or soul or spirit is telling you, hey, you need some downtime. And I know that's why I had some downtime this past few weeks, because what I experienced the past month was although in some ways it was traumatic, other ways it wasn't, but it was just very energy draining. And spending a lot of time in the hospital with my mom is also very tough and very energy draining, right? So I just had to heal and amp up and recharge those wonderful batteries. So if you need some downtime, guys, don't be upset. Don't beat yourself up. Just, that's my motto. Just let it happen. Okay, so I know that we have a caller and I'm super excited about it, but we have Lydia from Studio City in California. Hi, Lydia.
Hi, how are you?
I am so good, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm good. Happy holidays to you.
Right, you guys have Thanksgiving tomorrow, don't you?
Yes, we do. Where are you?
I'm in Canada, so we had our Thanksgiving at the beginning of October.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, happy holidays to you. Thank you. How are you doing in California with all those fires? Are you guys safe?
Yeah, we're safe, but I could smell all the fires around me because I'm in Studio City, and it was all around us, different areas, so we could smell the smoke where I am. But it seems to be a little better, so hopefully, it's a tragedy.
Yeah, very, very much so. I know when we've got lots of fires up here so I'm in a province called British Columbia, which is a few states up from California. But when we get smoke around here, it gets intense and the fires just like kick off like crazy. It's quite incredible. Lydia, has your dad passed?
Yes.
Okay.
He has.
He's coming through. like very strong, very, very strong. And I laugh a lot when I connect with spirit because they make me laugh, but I feel like he had a really good sense of humor. Would that be right for him?
Yeah, he was a quiet man though, but he did have a good sense of humor.
And I keep wanting to tell you he's missing turkey. He must have loved family gatherings.
He loved family gatherings?
Yeah, is that right for him?
Oh, definitely. Yes, he did.
Because I keep smelling gravy. And he's just like, food. I miss food so much.
Oh.
Lydia, you have a son as well. Is that correct?
No, I don't.
Okay. Do you have a brother? Because I keep wanting to talk about the son.
Yes, I do have a brother.
Okay, perfect. Your dad just keeps it's just the two of you. Is that right?
No, there's a sister too.
Oh, there's a sister too. Oh, okay. So he's the only son though.
The only son, yes.
Okay. Honestly, I'm not sure why your dad brings up. Your brother. Your dad makes me feel like your brother is very much like your dad. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think so. He is.
Okay, perfect. Hey, Lydia, honestly, I don't know why, like, I'm straight up honest during any of my readings. I'm not sure why, but I keep wanting to tell, like, your brother that he needs to stop stressing so much because it puts a strain on his heart. And he needs to learn to enjoy life and roll with the punches more. Does that make sense?
Oh, it totally does. Oh, my God, yes, okay. It does. Right on the head. You hit the nail on the head.
Awesome. I'm so glad I was able to pass that. But for you, you're more of an outside person. Is that right?
Oh, yeah, I am. Very.
Okay. Because your dad's like, my favorite time is when you actually take the time for yourself. So my favorite time to hang out with you is when you actually take the time for yourself and stand out on your, like, do you usually take your cup of coffee and go stand on the porch or something? Or sorry, not porch, but deck outside?
I did when I had a patio, but I don't anymore. But I do enjoy a cup of coffee every morning.
Okay, but it's like I keep wanting to tell you, he just likes it when you go outside during those quiet times and those quiet moments, and that's when he likes to hang out with you because it's quiet. He's like, it's not happening so much anymore because she's got too much chaos around her. But reminder that those are the days when I'm with her, is when she actually takes the break by herself. Because otherwise, it's just he's like, as much as I'm with her.
I have been taking a lot of walks lately by myself, like 1 mile, 2 miles yesterday. I have been taking a lot of quiet time walking.
When you go for those walks, Lydia, is there at a certain point, do you stand still and just kind of enjoy the moment? Because he keeps making it like you look like you're standing still and looking outwards. And he's like, those are the moments that I'm with her.
Oh.
Does that make sense? Do you understand where that's coming from?
Yes, I do.
Oh, okay, perfect. That's good. And he keeps showing me nickels. Do you find nickels a lot?
Do I what?
Do you find nickels, like the 5 cent, 5 cents? Do you find 5 cents?
I did. I found it the other day.
Oh, perfect. Yay. So he's sending you the nickels. And like I call them nickels up here in Canada. I'm not sure if you just call them 5 cents, but he's like, I'm sending her the 5 cents because he's like, that's just my personality. They're quieter, they're smaller, and that's who I was. Nickels, Dave's telling me nickels a U.S. term too. Oh, good.
I just found one, I think yesterday, actually.
Oh, yay. I love that. That's great. Do you have any questions for him at all, Lydia?
Okay. Hold on 1 second. I want to know, Because I'm very stressed out lately financially. Will I be all right? I know he's protecting me and watching me. Will I be okay?
Perfect. And interestingly enough, as you were saying that, I was shuffling some cards and he was like, pull that one. So I literally pulled this, and what it is it's an upside down storm field. And what that means is, I know that it feels like things are still on the verge of falling apart, but Lydia, they're actually starting to come together. So you're not in the eye of the storm, but I would say you're just getting past it. And the other thing too is he keeps wanting to talk to you about worth, because he's like, self-worth is not tied up in money, and you have to understand the law of attraction. He's like, you're very, very smart, and you always have a unique way of looking at things. So he's like, find your unique way of looking at money as you're becoming a money magnet, because that's how it's going to come into your life. And the other thing too is he's like, stop counting your pennies. Still love spending money, still love and appreciate the fact that you can spend money, just a little bit more tightly. Does that make sense?
Don't spend money?
No, he said to spend it. Like it's, and I know that's weird to say it, but sometimes when we hold on to money, we become almost like, how do I say this? Like, we kind of almost repel any money coming our way, because money is just energy, right? I'm not very many of us deal with cash anymore. We deal with our wonderful little plastic cards. So it's simply energy. So your dad is like, anytime you have to pay bills, be happy you can pay bills. Not even if you don't pay the full amount, it doesn't matter when you're happy and that you can pay it, and that you're like, okay, I get to put $20 on that. And the other thing too is, like, I keep wanting to tell you, he's not judging you on every little thing that you do. He's like, I've always been proud of you. I didn't voice it enough, but my pride is always there for you. Do you understand?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, he's definitely there for you, sending you so much love. And the other thing too, he's like, stop worrying about doing everything right, and don't worry about superstitions, because they're, being like, oh, I shouldn't have done that because this will happen. He's like, nope, don't worry about that, because I'm not going to let that stuff happen. We're just going to keep going through life together. And I keep wanting to tell you, his feet don't hurt anymore. Did he have some problems moving around before he passed?
With his feet?
Yeah.
Yes, he had He had diabetes. That's funny. Oh, wow. Yeah.
Okay.
He had a lot of problem with his feet. He was always rubbing them.
Okay, because he's very excited to tell you his feet don't hurt anymore. So he's like, we're good. I'm good. I will keep you going. So because he's strong in his feet now, he's going to give you his strength from his feet and his core. He's like, I didn't have a very good core, Sarah, when I was in life, but I have a good one now.
Oh, wow. That's so funny. Yeah. He used to rub his feet. He had diabetes, and he was always in pain with his feet. Interesting.
Gotcha. Yeah, totally get that. So remember, what I would encourage you to do is learn about the law of attraction when it comes to money, and simply view money as a never-ending natural resource as that flows to you just like water out of the tap. And it's all about visualizing and being that magnet. And I know that it sounds so woohoo and hooey, because it took me forever to actually start believing in those principles, but it is a basic law of the universe that when you believe that it's already coming to you and you live as if you've already got it, it will eventually vibrate, and the universe has no choice but to answer that vibration. Okay? Does that help?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Awesome. Great. Thank you so much for joining me, Lydia. I do have another caller, so I am going to move on.
I appreciate you. Have a blessed day.
Thank you. You as well. Enjoy your time with family tomorrow.
Oh, thank you. You too. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye. All right. Thank you so much, Lydia. That was great. We have Joseph in O'Fallon, Missouri. Hi, Joseph. Hi, Joseph. Are you still there? Okay. Sounds like we just have to wait for him to come online. That's okay. No problem. What's everybody doing for their holidays tomorrow? Anybody have to travel? If you are traveling, I hope you travel safely. I know it's a little bit, holiday travel is never fun, especially when there's bad weather. So good weather for everybody. So I'm just going to hang out and talk to you guys until my wonderful producer tells me that Joseph's here with me, and that's okay. I know he probably had a little bit of a wait. Sometimes things happen. So, let's see. What can I tell you? This will hopefully be the last time you guys see pink walls on my office. I'm hoping to have them purple next week, if I have the energy to paint this weekend, right? Which is never exactly a fun thing to do when it's chilly out, but that's okay. So we're still waiting. Okay, so while we're waiting, let's pull another card for you guys. Oh, so this intention. So this kind of goes along the lines with what I was talking to Lydia about with the law of attraction. When we have an intention, it basically, so I think one of the things that we kind of forget is that all of our words, thoughts, actions, beliefs, things we say, they all have a vibration. All of them. So this is something that I'm still learning. I'm still refining. I've mastered it in some ways, but in other ways, I'm still learning about it. I think we're always learning and catching ourselves because we're human, and we have a wonderful little thing in ourselves called the ego that loves to live in our fear vibe, because that's what's kept us alive and safe throughout all these years, right? And keeps clothes on our back and food in our stomach and all that wonderful stuff. So when you believe something is going to happen for you, with every being or every fiber of your being, it is an intention. It's like, this is what's going to happen. And I know it is. I just don't know how. The how is what I'm going to leave up to the universe to decide how it's going to come to me, what's going to move forward. But I just know that every chance I take, every move I make, it is going to lead me to somewhere. Not necessarily always somewhere, footless and fancy free. Sometimes we have to learn some lessons that go along there, but maybe we have to fail or stumble in a certain area of our life for us to be able to move forward and move up into something more amazing. So I think intentions, especially when you wake up in the morning, are super important. As soon as you wake up in the morning, be like, today is going to be a great day. Nobody will mess that up for me. I have more to say, but I'm just going to wrap that up because we have Pamela from Pennsylvania. Hi, Pamela.
Hi.
How you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I am just fine, thank you. I hear it's Thanksgiving in the States tomorrow, so happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
Thank you. We celebrated Thanksgiving in October, but it was a good one. My husband was actually home, so that was always nice. I think I was in Ireland, but that's okay. So because we're running out of time here a little bit and everything, I'm just going to do a little card reading for you. I'm just going to pull one when it comes out. Did you have a good day today?
It was okay.
Oh, it's okay. Well, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm so sorry to hear that. I know that's never easy or fun when things are going crazy. So, okay. So a couple of things. Okay, I keep trying to pull a card that's got some encouragement for you, and I decided to pull three. And basically what it is the very first one is what I call the dry desert, or I guess what the card says is dry desert. And the next one is deep freeze. And then the third one is flying. Now, when I see deep freeze and dry desert, we think about those kind of areas that are very barren, not hospitable to life. We're just like, oh my gosh, I feel so alone. I feel so isolated. There's just not anything that's going my way for me right now. And I guess it'd be fair to say that that's how you're feeling right now, especially since you just said that it's been a tough couple of days. Would that be right?
Yes, exactly right.
Okay. But what's And I totally understand that. And I totally can appreciate that. But what I want to remind you is, even in the most hottest Sahara Desert, the hottest, most inhospitable places, there always seems to be life that finds a way. And same within the deep freeze. I think in Antarctica, they found that there's actually like tiny microbes that live in the ice. So there is always life around us. But the key is to find what speaks to your soul. Now, whether that's to take a few minutes and step back and just be like, I can't think about this. I have to lose myself in a book. I have to lose myself in TV, have to lose myself in music. It's important to find balance within your life, something that makes you happy, even if it's only for 5 minutes in your day, whether it's talking to a friend or just like literally closing your bedroom door and sitting on the bed and crying, whatever it is to make you feel a little bit lighter. I encourage you to find what that is. I keep feeling for you that that it's almost because people are just too much for you right now. Being alone would be really good for you in your own space. Does that make sense? Do you agree with that?
Yes.
Okay. But the key about that is when you take that alone time is don't feel guilty. And I know that's really hard sometimes for people, but what you have to remember is write yourself, when a doctor writes you a prescription to take care of an ailment, a virus or bacteria, we take it without a second thought. So write yourself a prescription of every day, I'm taking 5 minutes to be by myself, or however long you need. Write that as your prescription for the day and allow yourself to do that. But what that also means is not taking those 5 minutes and letting yourself think about everything that's going wrong. I would encourage you to focus on a goal for a future date, like moving ahead and being like, when this happens, I'm going to breathe and I'm going to imagine myself on a beach and just listen to the waves. There's tons of music out there that has wave sounds or, birds, whatever speaks to you outside. And that way it can help center you and remind you it's only really a moment in time. Now that, again, I'm not trying to minimize what you're going through or anything like that, but I just want to remind you that even in the deepest, darkest moments of our lives, we can find something in a few moments to make ourselves feel a little lighter. Does that all make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Pamela, do you enjoy baths? Do you enjoy taking a hot bath in the evening?
Yes, very much.
Perfect. Okay, so that is another actually really amazing way to bring more energy into your soul and into your body. But you need it with Epsom salts, because Epsom salts is something that rejuvenates, again, your energy and again, when you go have that bath, make sure that you put a sign out there, do not disturb, and make sure nobody breaks that for you, because you absolutely have to have that, which comes into the flying card. And even though that flying card came up upside down, it does mean being able to when you center yourself and when you're able to remove yourself out of a situation, it kind of helps you with perspective. When we study for an exam, they say study for a short period of time, walk away, go back, and then keep studying, because your mind has a moment to have a break. And same with a problem. When you're thinking about it and mulling it over and you just can't find a way, you walk away from it for a little bit and you come back with a fresh perspective. And that's why it's so important to take time for yourself, because when you allow yourself to have that break, it doesn't feel so heavy. It doesn't envelop our whole world. And then we can see things with a new perspective and being like, okay, it's not a personal thing. The world isn't coming after me. It's just, this is a simple lesson that I have to go through, and the world doesn't hate me. The world loves me. Just, I'm dealing with some big lessons here. Does that all make sense?
Yeah, it does a lot of sense. Thank you.
Okay, you're so welcome. I unfortunately I have to wrap my show up today, but thank you so much for allowing me to pass those messages on to you, Pamela. Thank you so much for being on the show with me, and I just encourage you to take those breaks and take those moments to have a new perspective. So thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it so much.
Oh, you are so welcome. And I'm sending tons of prayers and healing energy your way to get through this. And just remember, it's not personal. It just kind of happens. And I totally get that. So everybody else that has joined me today, thank you so much for Lydia and Pamela. And I'm sorry that we missed Joseph, but maybe we'll get him another time again. And everybody else, love and light to all of you. Thank you for joining me as always on my show. I love it. And hopefully next Wednesday we will be 100%, and then I'll have purple on my walls so it won't be so pale everything. All my US listeners, have a happy Thanksgiving. Be safe, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.